We putting work, turning nothing into something. They feelings hurt, we turning nothing into something. Give a fuck if they don't like me, cause all this bread I count excites me. Turning nothing to something, nothing into something. Turning nothing into something.
What up, what up, what up, what up? What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to Blunt Thoughts on a Sunday night, baby, on a Sunday night. And when I first decided to do this tonight, I had a couple of things that I wanted to talk about, but really didn't think there was going to be much, you know? I knew that there was going to be an interview coming with Juan Soto that everybody was going to want to talk about. We heard some comments from Vladdy. I had my own little quirks that I wanted to have some fun with and all that good stuff. But that has changed. That has changed in the last couple of days as we've had some news, and not news that we're particularly too happy about it, that we particularly enjoy. And it's not drastic or what do you call it? Just not good news. We'll just say that, not good news. And we'll start there right away. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to try to make this quick tonight. I got stuff to do. You guys have stuff to do. It is a Sunday night, but yeah, like I said, we got some news that it just wasn't fun to listen to. And here's our president of baseball operations talking about just that. And some of the stuff, ladies and gentlemen, I haven't even listened to it myself. So we're going to react to it in real time. But
Carlos indicated that you guys might look outside for help. Do you have any thought?
We'll see. I think we feel good about the guys we have in camp. Anytime you have a injury to a regular player, you're going to see what's out there. But we don't anticipate this being an extremely lengthy injury.
Carlos indicated.
Like I said, some of this stuff I haven't listened to, and I just saw it, so that I was like, okay, let's see what he got to say here. And this is why now I remember why I had this up there. It's because for everything, these guys keep telling us how they feel good with what they have within the organization. And for whatever reason, we as a fan base don't want to listen to that. So once again, we hear they feel good about what they have within. I'll be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. I have no idea about most of the guys that we have in camp or that we have in the minors as far as backup catchers or as far as catchers, period. We know the name Kevin Parada, right? Because we drafted him. He was highly touted. There was a lot of hype, but there hasn't been really much as far as play on the field to back that up since then, right? I know we're banging some Chris Williams this offseason. Another guy here, we had a guy playing today who actually hit a grand slam. Was that a grand slam? Yeah, I think he hit a grand slam. Was his name Retzer or something like that? Retzer, I don't even know. That's how much I don't know. Unfortunately, we're going to have to learn about these guys pretty quick. Now, this could just be a philosophy or just a way of doing things where, listen, we're never going to show any panic or anything like that. So we're always going to say we feel good about what we have. So that could be why he's telling us this. At the same time, this could be factual, that they feel good about what we have. And they have every intent on going forward with Luis Torrens as a starting catcher, which I have no problems with. I feel good about Luis Torrens. I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. When I was planning on doing the show, one of the things that I was going to talk about was something that I had posted and where I said, I don't like what I've seen from Francisco Alvarez so far. And we know he's working on adjustments. We know he went to the JD school or whatever the hell JD recommended, hitting instructors and all that good stuff. And we know that takes time. And we talked over and over how you don't put too much on results in spring training depending on who it is. Guys that are trying to make the team and stuff like that, that's different. Veterans that already have a team that just may be working on something, that's different. Even a guy like Francisco Alvarez, who's a young guy, yes, who already has his spot on the team, but then we find out that he's working on adjustments, so you want to give him some time because you know that's going to take time to now implement it into the game. It's one thing to make adjustments and go take batting practice in a controlled environment. even in live BP and all that good stuff, and feel good. It's another thing to go out there in a game where another pitcher that you don't know, you're not familiar with, is trying to get you out and then put those adjustments into play. So you wanted to give him time for that, but I still didn't like what I was seeing. And when I think about back to last season, there were times where I was like, you know what? I don't mind that Luis Torrens is in the lineup. I posted not too long ago, maybe a week and a half ago, how I love Luis Torrens at bats. How he gives a quality at bat more often than not. So I think we'll be in good hands with Luis Torrens for 6 to 8 weeks, if that's what it takes. But this is unfortunate for a guy like Alvarez, who had a hand injury, a different hand injury, right? Last time it was the thumb. This time it's the hammy bone, which I think is over here somewhere, right? But it's still an injury. We know, or we feel like it affected him last year when he came back. He now goes and makes adjustments in the offseason and all that good stuff. That adjustment period is taken away from him, or that learning period is taken away from him now, where his spring training cut short. So what is that going to mean for the rest of his season when he does come back? I'll be honest. Shout out to my guy, Junior Swingman, who I'm sure is in here, who sent me a video, and we all saw it on X, but he sent it to me first. He's the one I saw it from. Or maybe I had seen it, but I kind of ignored it. And it was a video of all the different Francisco Alvarez batting stands going back to Class A in Brooklyn. And he was like, I need him to go back to that. There was less movement. There was less this. There was like that. At first, I was like, yeah, listen, all of these almost look the same. But when he said that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, he's right. There is a lot of movement now with Alvy. But I say that to say this, because when I saw the injury and all of that, but I actually told someone this morning I was talking to on the phone. I think it was my buddy Joe and Clark. Sure some of you guys would love to hear that name. And I said, you know what? When Alvy comes back, screw adjustments, screw JD Martinez, screw everything. Do what got you to the major leagues, bro. Do what got you to the major leagues. You got here for a reason. Now, I know the process of a major league. You learn, you adjust. They adjust to you, you adjust. I understand that. But I think for me personally, Alvy is too much in his head. That is the biggest Francisco Alvarez problem, is that he's too much in his head. But I go on my rant or whatever, sidebar here, when really the main focus right now is him getting healthy, as it's unfortunate, very unfortunate, that he goes down, like I said, with a broken hammy bone and out for 6 to 8 weeks. Now, the 6 to 8 weeks timetable, I don't know. Is that included, recuperation time, rehab, ramp-up time, all of that good stuff? Or is this just the healing process for then him in 6 to 8 weeks to start the process of trying to get on the field, which is a whole nother process? And how long would that take? But just bad news to hear today. Let's see how Mendy talk about it. I think Mendy was the one that broke the news. Let's see which one. I think this is the one where he actually broke the news.
One left hand. Give you guys an injury update. Francisco Alvarez has a fracture on the hamate bone, left hand. Happened yesterday during live at bats. After that second at bat, felt something, came in, trainer check him out, send him for X-ray that showed a fracture. He's gonna have surgery tomorrow. He's out for.
I'll be honest with you guys. That was yesterday. He played in the game yesterday, right? Because he said in live at bat. So I'm wondering if it was like live BP or something like that. But no, I think he actually played in the game yesterday. I guess we've seen it happen before. But how the hell do you break a bone just swinging without getting hit or anything? Like, that's worrisome on a whole nother level. But anyways.
6 to 8 weeks. Give you guys an injury update. Francisco Alvarez has a fracture on the hamate bone, left hand. Happened yesterday during live at bats. After that second at bat, felt something, came in, trainer check him out, send him for X-ray that showed a fracture. He's gonna have surgery tomorrow. Um, he's he's out for 6 to 8 weeks. Give you
Yeah.
guys
And listen, when I heard that this morning, when I saw that this morning, when I saw the post this morning, I felt sick. Not critical, but like I said, I've been worried about how he's looked. I haven't liked how he's looked. I'm so crazy that there's a video that we see of him early on in spring training when he was swinging a bat with, like, I don't know, a sock. I'm still gonna say a sock. It has something attached to the end of it, and he's swinging it, and he's swinging up. He's swinging up, and I hate when I see somebody swinging up. That launch angle nonsense, I can't stand it. So I didn't like that. I haven't watched many games, like I've told you guys before. I haven't watched many games, but the little bit that I saw, especially, I forget what game it was earlier this week, where I saw 2 at bats where he came up first with the bases loaded, I think it was, or vice versa. Then another time with 2 men on base, with a chance to drive in runs. Well, all you got to do is get a hit, my dude. And he's swinging, and when he's swinging, his head is over here because he's trying to launch the ball. Is that mechanics? Is that the JD Martinez instructors? Or is that in your head? Not understanding the situation and what the pitcher's going to try to do to you. It's like I was saying last year all the time. Oh, Pete needs protection. Pete needs protection. Pete needs protection. Pete needs protection. It's not about protection. Now, listen. It's not comparative. It's not comparative. But I'm a catcher at heart. I used to catch, right? I was about reading swings. I would read reaction to pitches. I would read where you're standing in the box. All of that stuff. If I saw a guy like Pete Alonso and Francisco Alvarez who continuously swing at sliders, changeup, whatever the hell I can throw them that my pitcher has in the first base batter's box, and they swing at it, I'm going to throw him that. I don't give a damn if Babe Ruth is sitting behind him. You can put Barry Bonds, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa juiced up with the corked bat. I don't care. Until they show me that they can lay off that pitch or hit it, I'm going to keep throwing them that. So it's not about protection. It's about them understanding what the pitcher's trying to do to them and being willing and comfortable enough to lay off that damn pitch. And if you're going to swing at one that you can get to out there, not try to put it in the left field stands. In the Caesars Club over there in City Field. No, take that to right center. Right over the second baseman's head. Give me a run or two. That's the problem with Francisco Alvarez. In my opinion. But now the biggest problem is getting healthy. As we move on from that. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because I love the guy. But I tell you guys, this is blunt thoughts. We're going to be critical just as complimentary as we're going to be complimentary. We're always going to do that. Let's see if I have another one here on that situation from Mendy, because I had a couple of them. Let's see what Mendy says here as he's talking about it's a blow, but guys need to step up. Let's see what we got here.
Kind of blow is that for you guys for the first month plus?
Yeah, it's a big blow. You know, when your starting catcher goes down.
Yeah.
But guys will step up. Guys will get opportunities. We feel good with what we have in house. Pretty sure David and the group will be looking for outside as well, as he always does. But yeah, you hate to see it. You hate to see one of your players, anybody, especially in this case for Albi. But again, it's an opportunity for someone else to step up.
Kind of blow is that?
I would think the starting catcher, shout out to my guy Ty. What's up, Ty? I see you in the building. I see Patty helping you out. I would think that the starting catcher will probably be Luis Torrens, unless they decide to go somewhere else. But I don't know if there's anywhere else. And if they do go somewhere else, it might be for a backup. But again, it depends on how long, they say 6 to 8 weeks. If they feel like that's enough time to have a Luis Torrens being the everyday catcher or whoever else that they could bring in, maybe they go that route. What I don't want to see, which I'm sure none of you guys want to see here, is what I saw. I think it was Andy Martino, because Andy Martino, who suggested the Mets go and trade for Tomas Nido. Like, come on, really? But anyways, as we move on to that, before we move on from that, let's check up on you guys and how you guys, what you guys got to say so far about this Alvy situation. If I could see it, look into the comments. Woo, man, a lot of comments. Shout out to you guys, man. You know what? Shout out to Nelson and Patty and Daniel, who were out here early, chopping it up right away, early in the morning. Oh, my guy Eddie. Yo, what's up, Eddie? My guy Eddie in the building. Let's go Mets, baby. All day, every day. All day, every day. But yeah, shout out to those guys. And CJ says, will I be at opening day at Citi Field? That is the plan. To be in the building. I see you say tickets mad expensive on TickPix, whatever the hell that's called. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I don't have tickets yet, but I will be in the building. But this is what I tell everybody. I don't buy hype. Right now, there's a lot of hype. I'll be honest with you. I may be playing with fire here, but I usually wait till the hype dies out. And as you get closer to the game, a lot of times the price goes down. A week before, sometimes even a day or two before. Because those guys holding on to those tickets, trying to sell them for crazy prices, some of them panic. Right? And they don't want to stay stuck with the tickets, so they'll get rid of them, and I jump on that. Another thing is, I always try to go and make my way to the box office and try to buy the tickets directly from the Mets. I saw that you can now do that at the Mets house, which I haven't been able to go to yet. That is the first place I'm going to try. Now, the unfortunate thing is that now it's not like before. So now these teams have what they call dynamic pricing or whatever the hell it is, where where they match their prices with whatever the secondary market is, which it's horrendous, but that's what they do. They figure, why we gonna let everybody else make money off of our product? So I don't know how that's gonna work if I go there. I try to go there, avoid the fees, and then if that doesn't work, like I said, I'll probably wait till the day of, even if I'm standing right outside the stadium. But a day like that, you want to get in there early, right? Keep waiting, Patty. I got you. Don't worry about it. But yeah, so that's the plan. I don't have tickets yet, but I will definitely be there. I hope to be there the whole weekend. I don't have tickets for Saturday and Sunday, like Patty said. I don't have tickets for anything. I don't have my ticket package this year, although we're still debating to get that back. But we'll be in there. We always find our way in there. And it's, after that first day, we but yeah, we'll be there. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. Yo, shout out Joel. What's going on, my dude? My guy Ty. I see all you guys in here. The other thing, ladies and gentlemen, is something that I had some fun with. Got some pushback a couple of days ago because I made a post where, I've been talking about it for a while now. Even in the last show, I had something different where I said, will Brandon Nimmo be able to play 150 plus games this year? Because that is something that I've been holding on to. Whenever anyone recently has been telling me, oh, well, Nimmo, I didn't give Nimmo all that money, and Nimmo's injury prone, and Nimmo this, Nimmo that, I would say, wait, are you paying attention? Because Nimmo has played over 150 games the last 3 years. Nimmo has adjusted his spring training and how he gets ready and starts playing later in games where people complained about the last couple of years. And I'm like, are you not paying attention to what's going on? As long as he's healthy and he takes his time and he feels that starting to play later in spring training, not right from the beginning when the games start, helps him to be able to stay healthy throughout the season, I'm all for it. If Nimmo needs to stay in the stadium 2.5 to 3 hours after the game because he's doing whatever the hell it is that they do to recuperate, to be able to go out there and play the next day, I'm all for it. So I get all of that. So even coming into the year with the plantar fasciitis, whatever, and then he's telling us I'm at 85%, I'm this percent, and that percent, and that percent, I believe him. I believed Mendy. What I always say, guys, what do I always say? I listen to what they tell me. If I can listen to them speak on what's going on, that's what I listen to. And I make my opinion from there. So as we're getting into this, I believe him. I'm listening. I'm okay with it. But I'm listening and I'm watching. And then what they're saying is starting to change. And then now we have knee soreness. And then Brandon Nimmo tells me, oh, we had the knee soreness. Now I'm concerned. Then Brandon Nimmo comes and tells me, I had the knee soreness. We did modalities, whatever the hell they call it. Da-da-da-da. Monday, we decided to take the day off. Tuesday, maybe. Wednesday's already a scheduled day off for everybody. So we should be back in the lineup on Thursday. When I don't see Nimmo in the lineup on Thursday, what's going on here? What's going on here? So what did we find out? Brandon Nimmo had a gel injection of some sort to lubricate the knee. That is not encouraging to me. That is not encouraging to me. Now, they're saying they still feel he could be ready for opening day, 48 to 72 hours off, and then we're going to ramp him up, is what Mendy said yesterday, I believe it was, and so on and so forth. Well, Mendy spoke again today, I believe, on Brandon Nimmo, and this is what he gave us. Let's see here. Let's bring this up here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, let's get through tomorrow. He was feeling better. And again, tomorrow we should start ramping him back up. Some baseball activities, and then we'll go from there.
So couldn't really hear the question. Not much there. And again, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. Like I said, I didn't really watch these before. I just I saw he was talking about Nimmo. I bookmarked it. I said, okay, this is something that we could watch together and react to. So he's feeling good. We'll start ramping him up tomorrow with baseball activities. What that means, who the hell knows? Who the hell knows? Is he going to swing off a tee? That's a baseball activity. He's going to take soft toss? That's a baseball activity. Is he going to play catch? That's a baseball activity. So we'll see. We'll see. But I don't feel good. I don't think Brandon Nimmo is going to make it to opening day, honestly. Now, again, the last few years, he's taken a shorter spring training. It's worked for him, but it hasn't been like this. And then now the thing is, what does this mean for his season, though? The same thing like I said with Alvarez, which is a little bit more complicated for him. Because he struggled. He's young. Right? He's had limited success in the majors, but not like, that way he can feel like he's still trying to prove himself. He still hears the doubts. He still hears people saying that he's a bust. Right? So that's different for him trying to come back now off that injury. Hopefully, it doesn't complicate things. Hopefully, it doesn't complicate things. But now, Brandon Nimmo, what is this going to mean? We talked about it at the last live. Shout out to Cindy, who mentioned how she deals with plantar fasciitis. And every time it flares up, a lot of times it causes some other stuff to act up because she's compensating. So is this going to be something that's going to linger with Brandon Nimmo all season? And looking further, how many years does he have left on his contract? The years, yes. People right away talk about the money, or we gave him all this money. I don't give a shit about the money. But I need him to be productive for another 5 or 6 years, however the hell more he has left on his contract. But more important than that, I need him to be productive this season, where there's so much riding on this season right here. Where we're coming into the season with so many expectations as fans, as media, as players, because they share these expectations as well. They feel good about the team they've assembled. But is that team going to be able to go out there and perform as a unit? We've already dealt with pitching injuries. Now we have 2 guys. 3. Well, no, 2. 3. What the hell am I talking about? Because we still haven't seen Starling Marte on the field. But we're going to leave Starling Marte alone for now. But this opens up something else, ladies and gentlemen. And this is a hot topic. This is a hot topic. If you are next and you look at the timeline, this got people on both sides of this, right? You got people that are done with Brett Baty, want nothing to do with Brett Baty. We've seen everything we need to see Brett Baty. Brett Baty's a bust. He's not a major league player. Get him the hell out of here. Right? Those same people and other people feel like we've seen all we need to see from Luisangel Acuña. He's an everyday player. He's a great, even if it was a small 2-week sample, who the hell cares? Don't talk to me about minor league numbers. Don't talk to me about anything. He came in the most pressure situation, filled in for our MVP, and got the damn job done. Give Luisangel Acuña the job. And I think it's complicated. As I look and immediately I see a comment like this. Acuña must come north. Baty fool me once, shame on me, fool me twice. We already know. And I understand that. I could understand that. At the same time, what are we going to do with Brett Baty? Keep him in the minor leagues forever? To hell with it. He's a highly touted prospect, right? So they're going to give him opportunity. But most of you are going to say, trade Brett Baty. Excuse me. Most of you are going to say, trade Brett Baty, right? And then some are going to say, but Brett Baty has no value. Well, how are you going to build his value back up? I've said it before. In my opinion, it's not to have him in AAA, killing AAA. He's already proven that. Brett Baty has conquered AAA. In my opinion, and why I felt like they will share in this opinion, that if Brett Baty can show any competence of being able to get out there and in an emergency, finish a game at shortstop, in a blowout, finish the game at shortstop, be able to play second base. We know he can play third base. And you can stick him at DH. I think Brett Baty is the guy to make the team. Even before the injuries. When it was a Nick Madrigal To hell with a Nick Madrigal. You have Brett Baty make this team, who hopefully have some success this time on a better team, right? We're now not asking him to do as much as maybe before when he was coming up. And if he can help you win some games while building his value up, and then you could go out there and trade him for a piece that can help you, isn't that the better route? While you have Luisangel Acuña. So what is it? So Luisangel Acuña can only play in high pressure situations because he's stunk in AAA for the most part. He comes up here, he kills it in the pennant race, and he's not doing too hard in spring training. Last I checked, what is he hitting? 170 something? People want to go crazy yesterday because he had a swing bunt that he's able to run out, which is a dynamic that not many players have. I don't want to poo-poo it. The speed is big. And if you could steal yourself a hit like that, we're all for it. But we've seen these guys come up here. Francisco Alvarez hit 25 home runs and then struggled last year. Yeah, there was some injury involved, but we've seen it. Mark Vientos, Brett Baty come up, have a little success, but struggle. Go back down. Vientos has come up, and we all love Vientos. Let's see with this guy. And again, not because I love Brett Baty, not because I'm saying Brett Baty has to be on this team and he's good. No. But I just looking at it, in my opinion, I agree with them if they say we would like Luisangel Acuña to go down there and play every day rather than sit on the bench. Plus, I think we have more invested into Acuña and the future than we do Brett Baty right now. I think we all agree that Brett Baty is a trade chip for the Mets. That's what Brett Baty is, a trade chip for the Mets. That's what we want him to be as fans. That's what he is. So if he comes up here and continues to struggle and shows that he can't play in midget, then so be it. Jeffrey, that is so true. I couldn't believe it, bro. There was people posting like, oh, that's why Acuña needs to be on this team. He hit a 20-footer in front of the catcher. If that. That, yes, because he's blessed with speed, he was able to beat out. And then able to score, I think it was from first, right, on a double by Soto. No one's denying that. That speed is there. But those same people, when he's batting 100, then they'll be like, oh, good. Get somebody else over here. So I'm okay with Acuña starting down. Plus, I don't need Acuña to be sitting on the bench. That's not a job for a young guy, man. I'm sorry. Not like that. Not unless you think that's his destiny to be a utility player. And in my opinion, he's too young, too talented for that already, to put him in that category. You want to tell me Brett Baty there for now? I'm okay with that because he has had more chances. I wouldn't say he's had 3 seasons because it's not like he's been here for 3 full seasons. But he's had an extended opportunity, yes, and he hasn't been able to take a hold of it. That's not denying that. That doesn't mean that right now he's not the better man for that job. Now, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. There's still a lot of games to be played. Acuña could go on a tear, and Brett Baty could go on a slump, and then we'll be singing a different tune. But right now, from what I've seen, I think Brett Baty should be the man for the job. And with what's going on, he may be the starting second baseman. Depending on how they decide to go, right? But they could decide Baty at second base and throw Jeff McNeil out in left field. You know? I don't know if that Alexander Carrion dude has hit enough to be able to win a starting job. But if they want to just focus on the defense, maybe they do that and throw him out in left field and still put McNeil at second and Baty still makes the team. But I can see him starting. Especially if both Marte and Nimmo start the year on the IL. Now, do they go with both Taylor and Siri in the outfield along with Soto? Maybe if they feel good enough about the rest of the offense, they'll do something like that and throw those two guys out there. I was actually joking again with Joe this morning. I said, man, think about that, though. If you put Jose Siri and Tyrone Taylor out there with Juan Soto, you know what I would do? You can't shift in the infield. But you can do whatever the hell you want in the outfield, right? I put Tyrone Taylor in left center. I put Siri in right center. And I put Juan Soto right on the right field line. Yo, just hang out there, bro. These two guys got it. Because those two guys could cover some ground. Put them in right center and left center. Have at it. Get to everything. Go ahead. But we'll see how that goes, man. It's just, I honestly wish we weren't talking about these alternatives of these whatever the hell you want to call it. And, you know, we were healthy. I actually did a post a couple of days ago because of the Yankees, everybody else. And it's like, man, you don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. You got a couple of people, our ex, a couple of jerks. I even have a couple of my own friends in my personal life who early on, or as soon as Soto signed, they were talking about, oh, I hope he gets hurt. I hope this. I'm like, yeah, that's nasty. That's nasty work, guys. That is nasty business. And look at the Yankees. But then I'm thinking, damn, I make that post where I'm like, man, it's unfortunate. You don't want to see guys get hurt. Like, as a fan, I want to see the best of the best play. I don't want to see nobody get hurt. So I say that, and I'm like, you know, fingers crossed for the Mets. Nimmo gets a jowl injection. Alvy breaks a hamate bone. What's next? Hopefully this is it. I was excited today, though, ladies and gentlemen. Let me have some fun real quick with my guy Vientos, whom I think should still be batting second, and we see him hitting second today in the lineup. And what happens right away? We score 6 runs in the first inning because Mark Vientos is batting second. Nah, it wasn't because Mark Vientos was batting second, but it was good to see him batting second and for the team to go score 6 runs. As he heard it, he hit his first home run of spring. And then again, I apologize because I don't remember that catcher's name. Reitz, right? Something like that, who hit the grand slam. And then we almost lost the damn game. As the bullpen came in. And who was it? Genesis Cabrera. Okay. I forgot who gave up all the runs. But one thing we did see in the bullpen, which is funny, because a couple of days ago, we saw Edwin Diaz make his first appearance of spring training. As we're running through these topics here, ladies and gentlemen, because I want to get out of here before an hour. And about 38 minutes, but getting close. But we saw Edwin Diaz make his debut a couple of days ago, and it wasn't a good one. And he had that deer in the headlights look about him, where he looks terrified. I hate when I see Diaz like that, where he looks like he doesn't know what the hell's going on. He looks lost. And now that I'm saying this, I'm thinking about it. Man, that's where the Alvarez injury is going to hurt us, is with a guy like Diaz. That's where the Alvarez injury is going to hurt us, because we know how big he is for Diaz. But we saw him out there looking horrible, yanking pitches, bouncing pitches at 50 feet, 10 feet wide. Like, what the hell are you doing? We either gave up a couple of runs. and then tells us after the game, "Oh, I was too excited." Too excited? You're a veteran. What are you excited for? This is spring training. What are we doing? You pitched the whole year last year after the injury. You had your hiccups. You're still dealing with this stuff, bro? That's not encouraging. On top of that, the velocity being a little bit down. It's like, damn, man. What the hell? Should we be concerned? We know Edwin Diaz has been more bad than good on the Mets. Let's be honest. We love the kid. But he's been more bad than good. Then we see him today go out there and immediately walks the first two guys. And I'm like, oh, no. Come on. What the hell are we doing? What are we doing? And again, it's spring training. It's spring training. Doesn't really matter. And it's Edwin Diaz, is a veteran. But come on. Is Edwin Diaz really working on anything? Does he have a new pitch that he's working on, new grip or something? No. He's going to throw what he's going to throw. But again, more often than not with these guys, it's in the head. They get in their own heads. And just like that, as we see often during the game, because we'll see it in the regular season, he'll come in, he'll struggle, he looks lost, he looks like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I don't know what I'm doing. And then, boom, it's like something clicks, bang, 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 and that's exactly what happened. So he works the first two guys, and then immediately goes out there and strikes out the next three. And I'm like, okay, all is good in the world. All is good in the world. As Patty says, I'm fine with Edwin. You know me, Patty. I'm fine till I'm not fine. Fine with everybody till I'm not fine. But said he turned it around, and got the 3 Ks. What do you think of Yan Gomez and who was the other guy? Are those guys available? I mean, it depends on how you're going to get them here for what. Again, like 6 to 8 weeks. I mean, think about it. 6 to 8 weeks, 2 of those weeks is spring training. So if it's 6 weeks, that leaves a month. You know? If it's 8 weeks, okay, it leaves 6 weeks. Do you need to go get one of those guys for that amount of time? Let's see if I can find these clowns right now. I mean, I know that at one point they were good. Grandal, oh my gosh. Was he really? Hit with a couple of back swings. Do you think? But they said this happened yesterday, though, right? They said this happened yesterday. So Yan Gomes is a free agent, so you could bring him in just on money. Jonathan, were you hanging out with Andy Martino? Suggesting training for Tomas Nido. I guess they can. I guess he's in their minors or slated to go into their minors. So Yan Gomes last year, 94 at bat, 7 runs, 14 hits, 2 home runs, a 154 average. Doesn't excite me. Yan Gomes doesn't excite me. Again, I'm just looking this up. I don't know what the hell these guys are doing. Are they free agents? Why he only played that many games or that many at bats? I have no clue. But these guys are has-beens. Grandal also out there as a free agent, huh? As I see here, the first thing I see is not drawing interest from the Atlanta Braves. This was 2 days ago. Let's see here. Sports Illustrated has an article titled New York Mets outside catching options outside Francisco Alvarez. They're probably suggesting the same guys. Yup. Yasmani Grandal, Yan Gomes, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, Luis Torrens, save us, dude. Save us. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's only money, and it's not gonna take much if they're not getting any attention anywhere else, right? These guys. So maybe you could bring him in for the veteran minimum or something like that. Couple of weeks, no commitments. Them understanding that. Listen, chances are that as soon as Alvin comes back, you're a goner. Then yeah, I'll bring him in. Joe CP, my dude, how you doing, brother? Good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. Always good to see my peoples. I mean, you all my peoples, but you guys know. So I don't know. I don't know. Again, like I said, on this one here, I'm totally in the dark. Maybe CP can help us. He's in here. CP, who should we go get as a catcher? It's too bad that Kevin Parada has been a stiff. Shout out to my guy Joe, how he would call him, in the minor leagues, and you can't bring him up here for a little bit and see what he got. It's too bad. It's too bad because when he was drafted, there was a lot of hype. Okay, so the guy that today that hit the home run, as I see the names here, Jackson Reitz, Chris Williams with no major league experience, 38 AAA homers in 2 seasons. Oh gosh, I thought that guy actually maybe have played somewhere. No major league experience. Jackson Reitz with 8 major league games experience, and Hayden Sanger, no MLB experience, but a very strong glove. Yeah, they can tell us that they like what they have from within, but there's no way in hell. There's no way in hell you can start a season with one of those guys being your backup. I'm sorry. So they might have to go and get one of those guys. Was it you, Jeffrey, that suggested that, or Jonathan, Grandal, or Yan Gomes? They may have to. They may have to. When I see that, shout out to Mike Mayer. Got this from Mike Mayer. In this same article, they have this post from Mike Mayer. Oof, that's not good. That is not good. Oh, another game name that I saw. Oh my God. You guys ready for this? James McCann. Can we bring in James McCann still for what we paid him last year for not playing for the Mets? If we could bring him in, like, yo, nah, we had to pay you too much money and you ain't never did shit for us. You owe us. I'm with you, my guy Ortiz. I'm with you, Ortiz. Hell no to the no. Hell no to the no. CJ, I'm with you too. No. No, James. No, you guys don't even want to entertain it, huh? You guys don't even want to entertain it, huh? But yeah. So I listen, I don't know what we're gonna do there, but let's move on from that. Listen, the other thing is that I wanted to throw out there real quick. Shout out to my guy Keith. Shout out to my guy Keith Shea and Sons. But guys, I had talked about Sean Manaea should be the opening day starter. Well, with now Sean Manaea on the shelf, how about Clay Day on opening day? Again, shout out to Keith for the Clay Day. How about Clay Day on opening day? Who again looked phenomenal again out there today. And these guys told us he didn't have his best stuff. He was struggling with his stuff. I think I saw Mendy saying. He still went out there, struck out 8. Struck out 8. Let's see, I think I have Mendy here. Talking about Holmes. Let me see if I find that. But struck out 8 in 4+ innings. 4+ innings. Yeah, I do have Mendy here talking about Holmes. Let's bring that up real quick. Let's see. Got this.
You like what you saw from Clay today?
Yeah, he had to pitch today.
He had to pitch
on a
today.
day that he'll probably tell you that the two seam wasn't at his best. that's part of the transition now. Where as a reliever, you don't have your A pitch, and you're gonna have to find a way to get it back. Now as a starter, like he's just finding a way to let me use whether it's the slider, the changeup, the cutter, the four seam, like finding a way to get through innings. And he did that today. He found that changeup. I thought the changeup today was really, really good, especially right on right. He threw a couple of them to Yon, I think it was. And look, 4 ups, 60 something pitches, 67, I think it was. It was a good day for him overall. Not like I said, on a day where maybe didn't feel like he had the best command of his pitches. He was, struck out 8, I think it was. So it's a good day.
You like what you saw from Clay?
Good day, a good day. And listen, ladies and gentlemen, you don't see me talking much trash with the Yankee fans on X and stuff like that. Even in my personal life, the last couple of years as I've gotten older and just busy and stuff, like it just doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. But if there's one guy besides Juan Soto, right? Because Juan Soto, like, let's be honest, they bent out of shape about Juan. He was a rental. He was never really yours. He was on loan on his way to the Mets. So he made a stop in the Bronx. That's all it was. Get over it. But Clay Holmes, I wanted to stick it. I want him to stick it to them fucking haters. Stick it to them stankies who are doing nothing but wishing bad upon this guy. So I'm excited. Every time I see him go out there and get the job done, it gives me even more excitement and more hope that he's going to stick it to them. There was one guy who actually wished injury upon him, a Met fan, a Yankee fan, who people have been posting all over. I don't even do those people the favor to repost them. You're doing them a favor. That's one thing I don't understand. When people repost something and it's like, oh, just ignore them. You're helping them. Repost me. Repost me. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Shout out to the 3-4 people that came in and subscribed on the YouTube. My bad, as we go into that tangent because it just made me think about that. But we did get 3 more on the YouTube. We're now over 360. But thank you and shout out to you guys, the over 350 plus. We're still trying to get to 500, hopefully by opening day. But it's up to you guys. It's up to you. Well, really, it's up to me. I haven't been good enough. I haven't deserved the 500. But you guys are going to come because we're going to get better. We're going to get better. But anyways, back to this. Where the hell were we? So what happens when you have too much fun. You lose your train of thought. But we'll see. I think Clay should get the start. I know some people are probably thinking, well, hey, how about Senga? I guess. Senga, just get healthy. It was good, though. I think he went, well, I don't know. I know he pitched at least 3 ups. I hate saying that, but that's how they say it. At least 3 ups today. Saw a couple of highlights, him striking out a bunch of minor leaguers, Jet Williams and those guys, Ryan Clifford, making them look like kids, which they are. But right now, Senga, we just need him to stay healthy. Again, he was talking about his mechanics. These fucking guys. He reminds me of the Grom with the mechanics shit all the time. Let me see. I think I had him here talking too. Before that, let's listen to Clay Holmes talk about Francisco Alvarez. This is somebody that just got here. And again, I just saw like the headline on this. But even the guy that just got here recognizes the impact of a Francisco Alvarez behind the plate. Somewhere where I still think it could be better. But he's very good nonetheless, especially with the game calling and all that stuff. Sometimes I think he focuses too much on pitch framing, but that's another story. But let's listen to Clay and see what he had to say today about Alvi going down.
Spent the last month or whatever it is working with Alvarez, getting to know him and develop kind of that chemistry. What kind of blow is it to find out here he's going to be sidelined here for a while?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely tough news. Ali, man, he's been great getting to know him. Just his energy, I think how much he cares kind of bleeds over in this clubhouse. And just being here a short time, you can feel that and see that. And obviously, what he puts him on the plate, it's pretty incredible. You just see how much he wants to be involved with the pitching, and definitely tough news for him. I mean, I feel for him, but there's, I mean, we have some good guys here too. So I think there's gonna be an opportunity for somebody to step up. We have a few catchers here that are really good, really talented. So those guys will have to step up and we'll have to keep moving forward. But hope he heals fast.
There it is. Telling you the impact. That's how big he is. That's how big he is, and we know it. We know it, and we criticize, but we know he's good, especially with bringing guys up, calling the game, and stuff like that. And even in the clubhouse, I remember doing the 0-5 when I was at a game. Shout out to Lisa. We were sitting in the Hyundai Club, and I could see right into the dugout, and I even took video because I could hear him from down there trying to hype the guys up in the dugout. You feel me? So it's going to be a big loss. Hopefully, it's no longer than what they're saying, and we get to move on from that pretty quick. Besides that, as we get ready to wrap this up, listen, guys, I've been talking about this for a while. We saw Vladimir Guerrero Jr. talk about 15 years, as I can't spell, obviously, apparently. 15 years. What the hell was that, heck? But talk about he wants 15 years. I'm not giving Vlad Jr. 15 years. Don't give me that he's 26 nonsense and none of that garbage. That's just not a good deal, in my opinion. You have to think long term. And I honestly don't think the Mets are going to give him 15 years. And then 15 years and what? $500 million or whatever the hell he wants. Now, credit to him. He did say he recognizes he's not Juan Soto level. He recognizes that. He talked about how he stayed under $600 million. But then dropped the years and all that good stuff. But I've been saying it for a while. I don't think that's the right move for the Mets. Shout out to my guy Flip. I know he wants to have little DR on the Mets. He wants to have the Dominican national team on the Mets. As a Dominican, I get it. I'm sorry, Daniel, but sometimes, we got to take emotion out of it. And I was watching the Juan Soto interview on the podcast. I was able to watch the whole thing. And he talked about one of his motivations for wanting to win a Gold Glove is when he hears the talk of him being a DH in a few years. And he's like, I ain't gonna be no damn DH. I listen, more power to you, bro. I ain't going to first base, he said. More power to you, bro. But the reality is the reality. And that is what you project to be. And then people want to bring Vladdy in here, who projects to be that even sooner than a Juan Soto. I just don't see it happen. I don't see it happen. But that's that. We'll see what happens. Listen. The thing that I like the most about the Vladdy situation is that right now we have a team that we all believe in for the most part. I know we have question marks about the pitching. I know we're falling apart, as someone said in here. We have the injuries to the pitching, Montaz and Manaya. We have the question marks with Marte and now Nimmo and Alvi. But we talk about embracing expectations. This team has expectations. This year. So I'm excited. One thing that I've learned the last couple of years, I mean, we all know this, but we're fans and we get crazy. But I think last year we learned it more than anything, ladies and gentlemen. It's a long season. 0-5 to OMG. Let's not forget that. 0-5 to OMG. Now, do you want to start out like that? No. No. I've said it many times. I don't give a damn about the new baseball and all you got to do is make a wild card and look at how many wild card teams. I don't care about that nonsense. I want to win divisions. That's what I want to do. On the path to winning multiple World Series. Because I don't just want one either. Call me crazy, call me a lunatic, call me whatever the hell you want. Irrational, I don't give a shit. I want more than one World Series. Let's get the first one, though. But as we head out, like I said, I did watch the Soto interview. The first thing that came out that stood out to me is when he said he would have stayed with the Nationals for the $440 they offered. And he even said, I would have stayed for less if I knew what direction they were going in. He said, if I knew what direction they were going in, I would have stayed for less. But look what happened. And he said that was the third offer that he rejected from the Nationals, the third one for $440. He said the first offer came to him when Luisangel Acuña signed. I mean, when Ronald Acuña signed, and they came to him and they said, hey, do you want the Ronald Acuña deal? And he said, what? He said that deal is being ridiculed by everybody. That is a bad deal. Hell no, I don't want that deal. Okay. They came back and they said, do you want the Fernando Tatis deal? He said, no. I want the deal for what I'm worth. He said, then they proceed to let go of Trey Turner, let go of Rendon, and he mentioned a couple of other guys there that they let go. And come to him and say, here's $440 million. He said, to hell with that. Then what? I'm here by myself? What's coming? Who you bringing in? I want to win. He said, I want to win. I already got a taste of winning. I want to continue to win. I don't want 440. Then they said they go and trade him. I said, okay. And then trade me. But I'm not signing for 440 for anything. I'm not signing for anything. When this team, from what I can see, has no direction. And we know what happened. Traded to San Diego. Traded to the Yankees. You know, once he got to San Diego, he was like, listen, that wasn't enough time for me to get to know a team, just playing for them for a season, to go sign with them without testing free agency at that point. He loves San Diego, though. The city, the organization said he learned a lot over there, stuff that Washington didn't do. He loved the owner who eventually passed away. That changed things a lot. But I know what everybody's interested in is the Mets weren't the team that offered the most money. And that's what he said. He said the Mets weren't the team that offered the most. Obviously, he's not going to talk about what team offered the most. He said there was a team that offered 16 years or whatever the hell it was. I think that I don't know who that was. I thought we heard that it was an X team. But he said really it came down to everything else. As a family, his people. And it wasn't about sweets. And again, I can only go by what he says. He doesn't have any reason to lie. He didn't look like he was lying. But he said it was about everything. Everything they offered. And he said, I'm going to be here for 15 years. He said, I'm going to be here for 15 years. So, yeah, we looked at their farm system. We looked at the projection, what they got going on, what the plans are, and how they plan on surrounding me with a team or having a good team around for 15 years. And then he said, in talking to Cohen, Steve Cohen, and how Steve Cohen let it be known that the goal was to win. It was always going to be to win, and then they would do anything and everything within their power to give the players and the team whatever it is that they need to win. Now, people are going to dismiss that. Yankee fans are going to say whatever. It's just about the money. Da-da-da-da-da. This is what he said. This is what he said. Now, listen. We heard A-Rod with his initial contract with the Rangers talk about how he liked their farm system and all of that good stuff. And we saw how that worked out. Now, we as Met fans believe we have a good farm system and a good organization all the way around that we're building. Well, players are seeing that too, and that's the most important thing. The players are seeing that. Shit. And then the treatment of the players. We saw a Sean Reed Foley, who maybe should learn with the way the organization treats him and his family when he feels so good. So, but I don't want to leave this place. I love it here. Well, how about you treat the fans a little bit better? That's my little pet peeve with Sean Reed Foley, man. It's my little personal thing with Sean Reed Foley. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That was it. I mean, honestly, the podcast, obviously, we see the clip, and there's a lot of hype, and it's like, oh, my gosh. Is he going to say who offered the most? Who offered the most? He didn't say who offered the most. It was a good interview. I love those interviews. It was long as hell, but you learn a lot of what makes these guys tick and how they get to how they got to where they are. So I enjoyed it. I learned a lot of things from him. But as far as the Mets, they ended pretty much the interview with the Mets. So it was the last 30, 40 minutes maybe. You know? And it was basically that. There was nothing groundbreaking or anything like that. You know, he liked the direction of the team. He liked the fact that they're going to try to win. He liked what he saw with the young guys. So we'll see. Now, one thing I'm and now that we'll ever find out, I wonder where he's going to live. Because it was interesting that he said, they asked him, yo, distractions, New York, how do you handle that? Da-da-da. He was like, well, I got ahead of that early. He said, I got ahead of that early. I moved 40 minutes away. He said, I lived 40 minutes away up in Westchester County. What the hell, I don't know. But he was up in Westchester somewhere. So he said, whenever they call me, yo, let's come over here. Yo, dale pa Dykeman. He said, his words, not mine. Dale pa Dykeman. Go to Dykeman. Come hang out. Let's go to Dykeman. Ooh, nah. That's 40 minutes away, guys. I'm sorry. I can't go down there. It's too far. So he would use that as an excuse not to go out and hang out because he wanted to be focused. He said, hey, it's my walk year. And besides that, my goal, I went there to try to win a World Series. He said from day one, that was our goal. And in order for me to prepare to do that, this is how I have to do it. So we'll see if he's going to move out there to the Hamptons somewhere. Far as hell. Or somewhere Long Island. I'm sorry. I don't know Long Island like that. Because I would think he's not going to stay in Westchester. That could be dangerous to get to games. And I know he wants to be far away, but not that far, damn it. And not far from the games. So we'll see. But let's look at your comments. Let's chop it up with you guys real quick before we get out of here. See what we got here. Let's see if anybody makes anything worth bringing up. Just having fun, guys. Just having fun. Long Island as long as right. Long Island as long as right, Stan. You're not lying, bro. Trust me, doing this Uber sometimes, and I get these trips out to Long Island, and it's like, holy smokies. And I haven't even gone all the way to the end. But Woof. Oh, we talking wins? You guys talking wins? Well, let's wait a little while. We'll have a show where we get our preseason predictions or whatever. I mean, and I don't really like to do all that, but our season preview right before the season starts, and I guess we'll get into predictions about how many wins, man. But ain't nobody gonna do it like my guy. Oh, snap. Hold on. Not bad, y'all. Technical difficulties. But ain't nobody gonna do it like my guy Elliott did it with the 89 wins. Yeah. Man, miss that guy. Miss that guy. Wonder how many wins he would put on this team. 99 wins. Yeah. Woo. Imagine. Listen, win how many ever it takes. I would love to win a division even this year. But like I said, that's always my goal, is to win a division. But we know what the real goal is. We want to win a World Series this year, ladies and gentlemen. And I think we have the team to do it. And I see shout out to my guy, Jets Commute, my guy Petey, who says Mets will add a starter by the deadline. Mets will add whatever it takes. That's the good thing about this, ladies and gentlemen. We have now the resources and the people in charge to go out there and do what it takes. So I don't worry about it too much. That's what I'm saying. This is what we have to learn from last year. It's a long season. And I know, listen, let's be honest, ladies and gentlemen. Let me ask you guys. Let's be honest here. All offseason, we've talked about bringing guys in and signing pitchers. That was a big topic. Signing pitchers. Go out there and get a Corbin Burns. Oh, go out there and get a Max Fried. Go out there and get this guy and that guy. When we see the injuries to these pitchers, though, not that any of those guys have been hurt, and listen, knock on wood, I don't want to put that on any of them. But when we see pitchers getting hurt almost every day, don't you step back and say, you know what? Maybe Stearns is right. And because I've always felt like I don't like giving long-term deals, especially to pitchers. I can't get mad at him when his philosophy is not to give those long-term deals with big money to those guys because they don't work out. The Yankees are probably kicking themselves. And at the same time, happy that they didn't succumb to Garrett Cole and give him more money or more years this past offseason when he opted out. But they probably wish they let him walk. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, right now, the pressing need is a backup catcher. Who can that be? I don't know. Do they go out there and maybe make a trade for Tomas Nido just because? And somebody say, Martino said he knows the staff. He don't know these guys. We got a bunch of new guys. Tomas Nido don't know these guys. He knows Clay Holmes. He don't know Clay Holmes. You don't know Frankie Montas. Who the hell else? But he don't like. So we'll see. Is there someone else in the minor league? Maybe there's another Luis Torrens somewhere in someone else's minor league system that we can find. I don't know who that could be. There was nobody talking about Luis Torrens before we got him. I can't believe he was in the Yankees minors. What the hell are they doing? So we'll see how that works out. But there's time. There's time to make moves. And as the season goes on, we'll see what weaknesses we need to really improve upon and go from there. But I feel good. I don't feel good about the injuries. I don't feel good about the prospects of Brandon Nimmo's season long term. I don't feel good at all about Starling Marte, who we haven't even seen besides doing this by third base. Well, 2 thumbs down to you, as I still have thumb problems, ladies and gentlemen. I got to go see a doctor next month to probably have surgery. Still can't straighten my thumb out, really. Oh, shit. That's the most I've been able to do in a long time. It's so embarrassing sometimes outside when I give somebody a thumbs up and it's like, I'm like, oh, man, they must be thinking, like, what the hell is this guy doing? What is that? Well, 2 thumbs down for Starling Marte to not be able to get on the field after our entire offseason and still dealing with whatever the hell he's dealing with. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get out of here. We got stuff to do. Thank you guys for giving me your time. Appreciate you guys. Love you guys. And we're going to try to do this a little bit more often. We will be out here and doing the opening day watch along. So hope to see you for that. As Stan says, out of Winker, Marte, and Nimmo, only Winker is okay. Listen, I know everybody Winker. And we have to play Winker every day, we might be in trouble. Especially we got to put him out in the outfield. Winker, as part of the platoon, off the bench, maybe once every week and a half in the outfield. Okay. But, yeah, physically, yeah. But that's about it. But, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, again, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for giving us some of your time. Again, man, if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube, do your boy a favor. Get us to 500. Shout out to the 350 plus of you. We appreciate you. And as always, LFGM, baby. But we got to go. Peace.
My clique full of animals and we made